Very first delivery. Very first delivery. Very first delivery, bro. And it begins. And so it begins. Liquor license finally came through. This makes approximately 1 week since we've had it. We've had like 2 good nights. The liquor, having the actual liquor license isn't the only fix for the club, right? The grind of, getting the customers in and getting the girls in and making that mesh at the same time is kind of where we're at right now. I feel that things are happening as they should happen, because since it's slow, they get a chance to practice on making the right drinks and things like that, right? So they're slowly growing into that. If it was slammed, I'm not even sure the bartenders would be able to keep up with it right now. So as I see mistakes, or me, or my assistant manager, as we see mistakes, we correct them and kind of redirect them in that way. We're gonna keep documenting. We're gonna keep getting all of this as we go along. I want people to see the escalation of it. We got a few events coming up that are for a fact that are gonna be nice events. I'm not gonna say they're gonna go crazy, but it's gonna be a nice turnout. This is what I had to get the lawyer for and go to the council chamber and yada yada yada, just so that we can get the alcohol in here and we can be able to sell it legally. And now that we got it, now it's time to make the club go, right? So now it's about marketing and advertising and all that stuff. All right, but one step at a time. That's a big deal. That was a big deal. Okay? That took a lot of energy. That took a lot of focus. You know what I mean? I had to work on that. That's why I always tell people to be invested in businesses that they actually care about and they have a passion for. Because when things get hard, you're gonna need the energy to push through. That took me 8 months to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? To legally be able to sell alcohol in a legal adult cabaret, that took me 8 months. And I can't tell you exactly how many dollars that it cost me, but we're gonna say 100. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna say 100. By the time I paid all the fees, the lawyers, everybody, we could round it up to about 100. I had the vision of what's going on here before this happened. Okay, I saw all this happening in my mind's eye before it ever actually came to fruition. And now we're working on it, man, and we're gonna keep working on it, and y'all gonna see the blow up. Y'all gonna see the blow up on this one. I'm very proud of what we're doing. I'm very proud of my team, man. They going hard at it. They going hard with creating the menus. They going hard with, putting the girls together and making sure that we have girls on shift and all that, And a lot of people are saying, or naysayers are like, oh, well, adult cabaret industry is dying out or whatever. But I don't believe that. I believe that there's always going to be a place in humanity for beautiful women to interact with men and have drinks. I think that's always going to be a thing. I think it's always been a thing in history. You know what I'm saying? From brothels to nightclubs or whatever. I think it's always been a thing. I think it's always going to be a thing. I think that as long as the world is around, society is semi-normal. I think that there's always going to be opportunity to bring those two things together. To have beautiful women in a place that has alcohol together for men to interact with. I think that's always going to be a thing, which is why I'm so heavily invested in it. Once it's a real, popping establishment, people can see the growth of it that happened. They can see the history. They can see the history of the club and how things went down in order to get us to this point. Okay, so while staffing is going on, I have an alternate meeting that I'm going to have to take. We multitask a lot around here. That's all I want to say. Okay. Welcome to Body and Soul. This is Body and Soul Community Counseling Services.
So this is what we call our resource.
Everything in this room is free to all of our clients, and sometimes people that aren't our clients. We try not to turn people away. It's not as full as it sometimes is, and sometimes there are dishes and appliances and stuff like that. But it's a continuous cycle of stuff that comes in and out. This is single mothers that need clothes for their kids. This is people getting out of jail that need something. This is, just donations of stuff to help people that are in need. Hey, I appreciate you doing that. I was coming back for that. Yeah, thank you. This is our area where we help people find jobs. They can print out resumes here. This is for more vocational training. Sometimes they do education stuff in here. Online classes can be done here. Right? So we have a PhD in here with them, or we have someone in here helping them find a job, create resumes. They need to have their kids with them. It's understandable, so we try to accommodate that as well. This is our staffing room here. This is where we hold all of our staffings, which is what's going to happen today. Most of our employees are going to come in, give direction, talk about our clients, all of that. More offices, another counseling office. We use this as kind of a multi-purpose room. We use it to do all kinds of things in here, like, you could bring a client in here and help them with paperwork, or sometimes, I do one-on-one meetings with employees here, stuff like that. Okay, so this is where the magic happens. Okay, this is where, in my personal life, if I ever say to anyone in my personal life, if I say I'm going to the office, they know that this is where I'm coming. This chair actually folds almost flat out like a bed. So I have slept here. One of my vision boards in my life. This is just my vision board for this company. This is the original drawing that myself and my business partner made before these walls were even here. I drew this with my own hand. Like, my hand drew this right here. We have a community outreach program where we actually go out into the community as opposed to trying to bring everyone to the office. We meet the client where they're at. We'll pick them up and take them to job interviews, any kind of court ordered classes. So if you get a DUI and you need substance abuse classes, or if you're going through a child custody case and you need to take parenting classes, we can do that here. Any classes that are mandated or by the state. It's good to be able to do something that you are passionate about, which is helping people, and also be able to, earn a living wage to take care of yourself. They're not volunteers. They're employees, okay? They get paid to be here. And as they should be.
Right now we're at my first job out of 3. I am a BHT here, which stands for Behavioral Health Technician. I have a couple clients here that I go see, and I assist them with various things, which can be like taking them to the grocery store, helping them clean their house, a bunch of stuff. So I do that on the side as well. I also do furniture deliveries here. Been working here for about like 3 years, you could say. Before I was 21, I also did like janitor work here, so I would like sweep and mop and stuff. There's been a lot of success stories that goes on here. BHT is helping clients, get housing, get jobs, get them out of bad situations that we're in, like either that be with, couples or relationships or just in the area they stay in. This is fun. That's all I can say, man. Like, I wasn't here in the beginning of this job, and it's grew to become a success. And I've been there at the beginning of the club, and like I'm just gonna watch that grow to be successful. You know what I mean? So I don't really got much to say, man. I love it. I love this shit.
This is our 1-year anniversary. It's Halloween. It's Halloween. It's our 1-year anniversary. We technically opened the club a year ago on Halloween as our kickoff, but we didn't have the alcohol, so we was just running as an adult club, open after hours, yada yada. And now what y'all are witnessing is us gaining traction and motion. You know what I mean? After a year, this is me 10 months fighting the city to get the liquor license in, and now the liquor license in, y'all are seeing the beginning of the fruits. Let's just call it what it is. The liquor license is legal drug dealership. I mean, I'm buying beers for 80 cents and I'm selling them for $3, $5, $4, whatever the fuck it is. I'm just calling it what it is, you know what I'm saying? Anything you want to do that's illegal, you can do it legally. If you can sell weed on the corner, crack on the corner, I sold Sherm. You can sell Sherm stick by stick, then you can sell t-shirts. Anything. It's all buy low, sell high, right? Ain't that the whole concept, economics and shit? I'm legally in the game, legally. Took me a long time. It took me a bunch of bullshit. Had to jump through a bunch of hurdles, but I'm here now. 1 year ago, we opened this club with no liquor, and we've been running a year. Dry nights, after hours. You know how many people that I know personally that know that our place is here that don't show up? I would come to your place. I would support your business. I'm not even upset. I know that's what it is. I accept it. And the point is to stay consistent until it all works out. It's chess. This ain't checkers. If we have to, we have to. We'll discuss that later, though, yeah? All right, bet. All right, big dog. This is Prosperity House, yeah? So, the Behavioral Health Agency, right? The next logical step is residential behavioral health, okay? Over there, we help them get jobs, right? Resource room, yada, yada. Here, we can actually house people. Now, again, bureaucratic red tape, yeah? In order for us to get paid to house people, we got to jump through the hoops. One of the hoops was the building had to have a fire sprinkler system. Okay? That was one of the hoops to jump through. If it doesn't have a fire sprinkler system, you can only house 5 people. In order to house more than 5 people, you have to install a fire sprinkler system. So, we found a home in a neighborhood. This was a brand new home, rebuilt in a lower class neighborhood. So once a year, people have to come out and inspect our fire sprinkler system to make sure that it is operational and doing what it's supposed to do. That's one of the rules. I don't make the rules. I don't know how much damage can be done in a year or why it wouldn't be working. I don't know, but it's just one of the rules that the state has, okay? We have the fire sprinkler system. Every year, annually, we have to have someone come out, check it, make sure that it's good. So that's what we're here doing today, okay? This home is actually already licensed as a residential behavioral health facility. And like I said, I give everyone free game. I just don't want to give people too much that they can't consume it all. But yes, so now that we are licensed, we are waiting on the access contract in order to be able to put people in here that we can bill for. And every time we get right there, they come up with another excuse why we can't get the contract, okay? But, like I told my business partner, we're just gonna have to be persistent, man. We're just gonna have to, like, I'm not giving up. They'll give up before I give up. I'm not giving up. We've done a lot of work in here. It wasn't always like this. These exit signs weren't here. These fire extinguishers weren't here. We had to put furniture in it. We had to make it livable. Look, they required us to put bedrooms. Look, to put beds. First of all, you have to have an office, so we had to utilize a bedroom just to make a staff office. Then you have to have beds, and then you have to have lockable dressers for each bed. These had to be bought and put together from IKEA. Then we bought these, all of this. My son put it together. We didn't get any of that content. Why? We're just busy working and actually doing shit and actually making it happen. My son just got done telling me that one of our security guards over at the club is unhappy with us. He can't make it in until 3 o'clock on Mondays. I told him don't come in on Monday. We would just find somebody else that can make it in on 2. Just got off the phone with my son, talking to him the whole way over here, and the guy is calling him over and over and basically told my son to tell me that if we can't accept him coming in at 3, then he's good. Doesn't want to work for us. So I told my son, call him back and tell him that we're good. You can't make it at 2, but you're upset with us? That's what being a leader is about. It's about managing people sometimes too, you know what I'm saying? You can only work with the players that you have, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm doing with all of our companies. We're working with the players that we have. Now, what I didn't tell my son is that I'm using him as an opportunity, a teachable moment for my son as a leader, right? I could easily call this guy back and manage him myself. But I tell my son, no. He's like, he wants your number, but I didn't give it to him. Yeah, don't give him my number. What do you call it? I don't want to hear it, and I don't want to have the conversation. JT is your supervisor. You're going to have the conversation with him, okay? And I'm using it as a teachable moment for him because this is going to be an uncomfortable, I know, I didn't tell him this, my son, but it's going to be an uncomfortable conversation for you to tell this grown man that, hey, you know what? You can't make it at 3, and you said that if we can't accept you coming in at 3, that you're good? Yeah, check it out. Now we're good. This is going to be an uncomfortable conversation for my son to have with him. But I want him to have the uncomfortable conversation because sometimes that's what being a leader is. What's important is that you do your job to 100% of your ability, and I do my job to 100% of my ability. And I can trust in the fact that you're doing that, and you can trust in the fact that I'm doing that. That's what's important.
You're all set here.
All set, bro?
Yeah, good.
Hey, thanks a lot, bro. Appreciate
No
that.
problem, appreciate it.
Hey, I'll take care of the door, lock it up. You don't have to worry about it.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it.
Okay. We came all the way out here just to, get some content. I want people to see, another side of another business. This is separate from Body and Soul. This is separate from ICANN. I got a book on Amazon, self-published, that I've been trying to get a literary agent to pick up. This is separate from all of that, okay? This is his own business with its own LLC, its own owner to the business. My business partner for the other business is the owner to the business in here. I own the house, but we're a team, yeah? And we're working together. I'm trying to get something done over here, you know what I mean? That's why it's always complicated when, the city called me in about the liquor license, and then they were grilling me about oh, well, are there any hidden owners, or is there anybody else that, you know, can lay claim to your business? And it's like, no, not legally, you know? But these people are just as much invested in my success as I'm invested in their success.